Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel here. Today we're going to be starting part 2 to What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Sun Wukong, or Sun Wukong's reincarnation. It's interchangeable, but since the last video got 12 likes, here's the second part. And well, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and enough said, let's hop into this. What if we see a 13-year-old Naruto sitting in his desk, bored out of his mind. Nobody tried to befriend him or even aggravate him. Nobody tried to do anything to him. Nobody tries to stimulate any of his senses in a positive or negative way. They usually try to stay away from him, leave him alone. Which pisses off Naruto. But he understands why. Ever since he's met Naruto, ever since, the incident a couple years back, before he was in the academy, people stopped bothering him. He's stopped getting beaten on his birthday, but it's not like anything's gotten really that much better. People started to avoid him instead of, confronting him and beating him or talking crap to him. People just act like he doesn't exist, or, they might glare at him, but if they see him look at him, they just look away and cover their children's eyes, or just try their best to not be in a 10-foot radius or more of him. So he's just ignored, more like neglected instead of being hated. People neglect his existence. People don't even try to talk about it because they feel like the demon might hear what they say about him and come to kill them. So they don't even try to talk crap about him behind his back, which saddens him even more, to the point where he just thinks about self-ending himself at some time. But he realizes that he still has friends who care about him, even though nobody else could really see them or chat to them. He can. And they help him to get stronger, mentally and physically. They help him to get smarter and faster, and they help him, which helps him to keep sane and not to end this village, not to kill everybody, not to, do something bad, do something even worse than what he did last time. It's helped him. They've helped him to get stronger, to get smarter, which has led him to being number 1 in the class, even though he's neglected by everybody in the class. Since Mizuki's or Iruka, they don't try at all to, fake his tests, making him seem like he failed them or anything. They relatively try to keep him happy, make sure that he doesn't lash out on the students, because if he does, they can't really do anything about it. They're tuning. They heard what he did to the Chunin before he was even in the academy. He was like 4 or 6 years old, and he defeated those Chunin and killed them with such ease. And they're not even, they're academy instructors. They're not that strong. Not as strong as active Chunin, at least. So they try to keep him happy. But they don't relatively have to, pass him, because he passes himself due to the training and lessons he gets from Kurama, since Kurama wants him to not only get stronger but smarter, because he may have all the brute force, the brute strength you can get in the world. He may be literally the strongest, but if he doesn't have the smarts to back it up, he can be defeated with relative ease. If someone smarter than him, way smarter than him, comes along, they could beat him using just intellect alone. So he's kept Naruto not only strong, but smart. Because it's good to be both. Might be one way you can be both, right? But Naruto is still sad that he doesn't have any physical friends to play with. He usually has to make clones just to, play or fight or train with Wukong or Kurama. And those clones are easy to defeat, since they only take one hit. And since he's been getting trained for so long, he's been getting used to defeating them with more and more and more ease. So they're not really around for too long for their training sessions or for fighting or for anything really, for playtime or anything. So he's usually relatively alone unless Kurama or Wukong decide to talk to him through like some, I don't know what the word is for it, but the term actually. But I don't, they just try to talk to him sometimes. But they're usually making up training sessions, writing up training sessions, writing up things that he can study inside their head. So they're not always there to talk to him when he's in class, when he's bored, when he's alone. So, like I said, he's usually alone by himself, just thinking, what would it be like if his parents were alive? What would it be like if he didn't have Kurama locked inside of him? What would life be like? Would he have more friends? Would he have more food? Would people not hate him? Etc., etc. So Naruto's relatively still sad and still angry at the village for treating him the way they do. And the third Hokage is kind of sad as well, because he doesn't like how Naruto is treated. Now he sees that Naruto is being treated a bit better, so he's relatively, just left Naruto to his own accord, left Naruto alone, which is saddening Naruto even more, because now the third Hokage doesn't come around to talk to him or chat with him or eat ramen with him no more. So he doesn't really even care anymore. So the only people keeping him sane or keeping him from destroying this village are Kurama and Wukong. And Wukong is kind of egging him on to just destroy this village right here, right now, and go on your merry way, go back to where Wukong is from, to his homeland. But Naruto's decided that he's not going to do that yet until, he gets the respect he deserves. Then he's probably going to leave. But for now, he's going to have to accept the treatment that the villagers are sending his way, since at least they're not being hateful towards him anymore. But he feels that the attention that they gave him was a bit better than no attention at all sometimes. But at least he has Kurama and Wukong to cheer him up at certain times of the day. So it's kind of a sad life for Naruto, but at least he still has some friends there for him. But now's the teams he's going to get picked on. He gets put on a team with Sakura, Sasuke, and him. OG Team 7. Since he was in first place and Sasuke wasn't, out of fear that Naruto would hurt him if he would take his first place, Sasuke started to slack in his studies and more like focus on his physical training. So he's not first place, but he's kind of dead last. But everybody still loves him either way, even though he's been slacking a little bit on his studies. But that doesn't matter. As we skip to the meeting on the rooftop with Naruto and the rest of his team, as he's a bit pissed off that his team leader's an hour and a half late. Now, the reason why Kakashi's not 3 hours late is because, he doesn't want to end up like the Chunin and the villagers did. I mean, what Naruto did that back then, it's, kept a memory in everybody's head of what not to do, of how not to anger off Naruto, not to piss off, not anger off, to just keep him happy, or to at least keep him not angry, not pissed off. Keep him neutral at least, you know? So he tried his best to not be late, but he couldn't help but mourn the death of his teammates and Sensei's wife. He had to. It's really routine for him. But, halfway in, an hour and a half in, he realized that he was going to be hella late and that if he's any later, he might actually die. Good thing he wasn't super late, because if he was, he might have ended up alongside his sensei and his other teammate. So, yeah, good thing he came in just on time. So now, Sakura explained, well, not Sakura, Kakashi explains what they're, going to talk about up here on the roof. They're going to talk about themselves. Like in canon, Sakura asks for an example. Kakashi gives it. My name is Kakashi Hatake. I am going to be your Jonin sensei. My goals, none of your business. My likes and dreams, none of your business. My hates, none of your business. Now, you go, Sakura. As Sakura, with a bit of a pissed off look on her face, goes ahead and answers. My name is Sakura Haruno. My dreams. And, like in canon, she just giggles at Sasuke and kind of sends a tiny glare at Naruto, hoping that he doesn't notice. But the training that Naruto has gotten from Kurama and Wukong has helped to keep his senses very, very keen, so he notices it, but decides to ignore it since it's better than nothing, he guesses. Not he guesses, just how it feels. It's better than being ignored, at least. Sakura goes ahead and says, my likes. She looks at Sasuke again and giggles. And Naruto's just like, this is so boring. Can't wait till it's my turn. As Sasuke goes ahead and he says what he says in canon. My dreams, well, it's not really a dream or a goal. It's more like a promise. And I promise that I'll kill a certain somebody. And I'll avenge my clan. My likes, I guess you could say I like to train and eat tomatoes. My hates are arrogant, demonic people. People who would betray and kill their family. And I guess that's really it. Oh, I just didn't say my name. I'm Sakura. Well, I said Sakura. I'm Sasuke Uchiha. I'm going to be the next Uchiha clan head. As Kakashi looks at Naruto. This is kind of weird. You go, Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My dreams is to visit a friend's homeland. To go and settle there once and for all. And finally leave this village. As this place is not my home. It never was. It might have been my parents' home, but not mine. But anyways. My likes are training in ramen and my friends, who you may have not heard of and never will hear of. My hates, dislikes are people who treat me with no respect, people who act like I don't exist, or people who just treat me with hatred and no honor. People who beat me and other horrible things such as that. That's really it, I guess. I don't want to become the Hokage for this village. There's nothing here for me, like I said. I just want to go to a place I can call home. This place is not it. It never will be. There's nothing that can make it my home, as there's no one keeping me here. No family, no friends, no nothing. Not even the third Hokage. So, any other questions, Sensei? As Kakashi notes this speech for later to go and tell and notify the Hokage of what he has learned from Naruto. As he dismisses him and goes off to tell the Hokage what he has just heard from Naruto. As we skip to Kakashi at the Hokage's office, as he walks right in, Hokage-sama, you might have already seen the interaction, but if not, I'll give you a bit more of the details, or maybe all of them if you're willing enough. As the third Hokage tells Kakashi to sit down. Yes, I have seen and heard a bit, but the Naruto, huh? This place is not his home, is what he said. Nothing's keeping him here. That's how he feels? Yes, it seems that way. Should we tell him about his parents, Hokage-sama? I think that might be one thing that might keep him here. I don't know, Kashi. That might not even stop him, if I'm being honest. Like you said, there's nothing really keeping him here. Haven't talked to him in years. I've only gone to meet him to give him his allowance, and even then, I've sent Ambu to go and do it for me. I haven't tried to do anything to keep him happy, just to keep him safe. Knowing that he can protect himself. I guess you could say that he does have no reason to be here, but he still is. It's not like he's weak enough to not be able to leave. He can leave whenever he wants. I doubt that I can stop him. Maybe we should summon his godparents. They might be able to change his mind. Like he said, I doubt it. Even if his parents were alive even if we were able to somehow bring his parents back to life, would they be able to convince him? I doubt it. It's nothing here keeping him from leaving. Nothing. So I'm just relatively shocked that he doesn't leave. Kakashi. Maybe it's the hope that people would come to love him again. Respect him at least. Maybe that's what's keeping him here. And once he completes that goal, he'll finally leave once and for all. I know this sounds bad, but all I can do is hope that he doesn't reach that goal, even though I do want him to. I want people to love him, respect him, care for him, acknowledge his existence, but if they do, he'll leave. And we can't have him leaving. Sadly enough, he is our most valuable asset. Ever since Minato sealed that Biju inside of him, he's been our most valuable asset. And if he were to leave, we'll become the laughing stock. So this may sound sad and evil, but all we can do is hope that he doesn't reach that goal. Maybe I should have some Mambu send out the message to make sure that people don't acknowledge him, to continue not to acknowledge him. As Kakashi looks at the picture of Minato. I don't think Minato would like that. Not one bit, but he made Naruto the weapon of the village, the most valuable asset the second he sealed the Nine Tails inside of him. He knew what he was doing. when he sealed that Biju inside of his son. He knew that we couldn't let Naruto leave no matter what we had to do to keep him here. He knows. I can assure you that he understands. Alright, Kakashi. You're dismissed. As Kakashi leaves, and Minato starts to stare at the picture of the first Hokage and another picture of Minato. You two are peace-loving men, that's for sure. Kind of wish you two were alive. See what you guys would say. You guys would think. Would you allow Naruto to leave when he pleases? I don't know. Minato, you knew when to sacrifice, so I'm not really sure. I'll just have to see when I meet you there, I guess. As that's where we're gonna end this part. If you guys do want a third part, get this video to 5 or 10 likes, and yeah, I'll do a third part. So peace out.